It's the 1st of May. This is your Solana Daily News. The Solana market's crashing. The whole of crypto markets are actually crashing. So let's jump straight in. Bitcoin is down 6.9%. This is not good to see. We are thinking it could go lower. Nothing will be financial advice, of course. We can see Ethereum is below 3K and Solana is down to 120. And all of this can unfortunately go lower. Now let's have a quick look and just zoom out initially. This is from my friend Jason Pizzino. So he's talking about the winner's curse, something I have mentioned on the channel. This is where I've learned it from, and he's learned it from someone else. Basically, this is a period where we are right now. And then we have more so starting from 2025, this big run up with a peak, maybe the end of 25, sometime in 26. And that will be like the peak in real estate, the peak in stocks, and pretty much everything. Some things will run a little bit faster. Some things will go a little bit shorter. He has a follow-up post here. Commodities like gold and silver may run longer than 2026. Real estate may run until late 2025. Bitcoin may be shorter or longer. It's yet to be seen, and stocks may run up until after 2026. The point is the cycle is up. Do not waste this opportunity with fearful news, essentially. Bear porn and fearful news. In other words, it's pretty damn simple. You're looking right now at your portfolio and thinking, it's over. Down we go. To zero. You're going to see some trader say, and you're going to go, we're done. The reality is, in the macro picture, per this belief system, the 18.6 year cycle, we're just here. And we have these little wee chops and corrections, completely normal. I mentioned it just the other day, how Coinbase put out a post saying to actually survive a bull market, you have to have these, 10 to 20% drawdowns, 30% drawdowns, 40% drawdowns, 20% drawdowns, all these things, which it's not a straight up vertical line. It's like that. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now let's have a look at Saint Pump and what he's gone over. So clean breakdown, send it to zero. If someone's going to be literal, they're literally going to put on a short position with leverage and think it's going to go extraordinarily low. He initially said, this is 12 hours beforehand, we probably won't break 20K tonight. We did. He also said, we probably won't break 60K tonight. And we did. We broke it. As we saw, it was like 57K. Down it goes. So if we go down a little bit further, he had some kind of ideas. If certain trends broke, then we'd have different price targets. For ETH, which is like, what is ETH at right now? 2,800? Almost 2,900. For ETH, he's thinking maybe as low as $2,000. For Sol, maybe $80 to $85. In general, just keep it in mind, like if you're going to leverage trade this, or if you're even going to just put on a short position or a long position during this time, there's a lot of risk. There's no like real clear trend, because just a day ago, people like, yep, up we go. And now it's like, okay, down we go. So, I mean, the trend is probably pointing down, to be honest. However, people will long some markets and do profitably. So all I'm really saying, what I would do is I'll just go and set right down here, $80, $90, some more bids at Sol. Trader Fred points out that was the first red monthly candle after 7 months. Now, when it comes to trading, traders use all these different metrics that I'm not like extraordinarily familiar with. Essentially, they have a monthly close. If the monthly close is bearish, then they have a bearish outlook. It will generally be a bearish outlook that will generally be correct. We can see this is the first red monthly candle after 7 months. And what Trader Fred suggests is, and you guys are bearish here, so it doesn't really add any information. Are we long-term bearish? No. Are we short-term bearish? Maybe. Trader Cos, another good trader, just recently, he said up to 67K, or he deletes that tweet. He's probably deleted that tweet. Deeper pullback scenario would be 52K, and if I had to guess, I kind of think we just chop for most of the summer. So in other words, until maybe September or so, we just go up, down, up, down. It may not be that exciting, but there's plenty more other exciting things to do in Solana, in crypto in general. Just in general, we're probably not going to jump on any rocket ships. In my personal opinion, this is a good thing because it prolongs the cycle. More people can get in, more builders can build stuff, you can ship more stuff, products will be cooler, games will be cooler, all that sort of stuff. If a game is released at the end of a bull market, people will just drop off it, and then in the bear market, it doesn't get traction. You need these games to be releasing now, next couple of months, 6 months, whatever, maybe 1 year max, and it's better in my opinion overall. Mags has his take, 57.5K should be the bottom or it's over. Now these are just words and they just change all the time. We see down here, we would expect a much deeper retracement till 40K and even lower. But what I want to point out is just this. In this cycle so far, we've seen 4 pullbacks between 20 to 22%. If we witness something similar, a 22% correction from the local high would put us at 58 to 57.5k. Of course, I mentioned the other day, with Coinbase, we can have more than a 22% correction. So just keep all that in mind. Remember, we're still in a bull market. Now away from all the trading and onto actual Solana news, banger planetary call this week, today, 3:30 p.m. UTC. If you can make it, get amongst it. Also from tomorrow, there's another vote happening. So this time you'll be voting on cadets and 3 new trial working groups. Voting will start at Thursday, 3 p.m. UTC, and I'll cover that tomorrow once it's actually live with a very, very quick video. However, it should be pretty simple. Make sure you go and vote. That way you get your active staking rewards. Dupe's partnered with Chaos Labs. It's a new partner for Dupe Perps. Of course, Dupe Perps will probably end up pulling in a massive amount of volume. It will take it away from everyone else. Drift, Zeta, as an example. However, in order to actually get there, things need to work really, really seamlessly. So they're bringing on people with the skills to pay the bills to make the product better. And it's also, remember, Dupe's mission is to grow the pie. It's not to try and take liquidity from somewhere else. It's just trying to be a better product than what we have. And if some other product is still better, you can use that. That's fine. Just, we're all about making better products. Now on to Firedancer. So Firedancer is a client. This manages to get up to 1 million transactions per second in a testnet environment on the Solana blockchain. Plenty of testing is going on. The final integration of the Firedancer client is well underway. It's the final countdown. This could still take until the end of the year. Hopefully there's something at breakpoint in September. We'll have to see. FTX Estate has sold another 1.8 million SOL to Galaxy Trading Pantera Capital at a price of basically $100 per SOL, and the lock tokens must follow a 4-year unlocking period. What's really cool to note is the simple fact that, these big VCs, they understand really what the markets are going to do. And although, they can hedge with other assets in the future, basically, Token VC pointed out, investors, VCs, and family offices. Family offices, this is not a term that most people are familiar with. I have no idea how popular they are in the US. It's a US term as far as I'm aware, but they're private wealth management advisory firms that serve ultra high net worth individuals. So as an example, if you've got like a decent amount of money, maybe a couple of $100 million or something like that, you may have a family office. It does all your investing. It's its own corporation, as opposed to using a big one like BlackRock. Their fees are too high. You don't have as much say, all that sort of stuff. And of course, you may not be a typical investor because then you have to go in yourself. Too difficult. Instead, use a family office. Anyway, typically 5 to 10x per investment. That is what they're after. So their expectation is an implied SOL valuation of $500 to $1,000 over the next few years. Yesterday, KMNO's token went live. It was a very successful launch in terms of the infrastructure. The price did go down from like 15, 16 cents all the way down to where it is right now, which is just under 4 cents. I put out a video on KMNO. Just go and watch that. I won't go into it anymore. Long story short, I'm holding my KMNO. I'm farming with some of it. I'm very happy with KMNO. I want more KMNO. That's just that. So either way, went really, really well. And now there's more holders of the KMNO token. If you do want to provide liquidity, you can do so. KMNO and BSOL liquidity is now live. There are incentives, maybe worth doing if you like BSOL and KMNO. And as I mentioned in my KMNO video, JitoSol and KMNO provide liquidity there. You're going to get some KMNO rewards and some JTO rewards. This is a pool that I added in yesterday's video. Luna Labs put out a thread about do not sell your KMNO before you read this thread. Here's our price prediction based on data-backed analysis. I went through it. I didn't actually see a price prediction, so maybe I missed it, or maybe it's just not quite there. But it is good because it goes through all the tokenomics. Why hold KMNO? So you can earn boosted KMNO points for staking. There's plenty of other things you can go and have a look through all of this. Long story short, it didn't actually say what the price prediction is, but it is a good summary of information if you want to read something in 2 minutes as opposed to watching my video. It will be linked below. Sometime today, the Drift eligibility checker will be dropping just to see how many tokens you've got. Personally, I did use Drift a decent amount, and I also set up a referral link. I'm unsure how many people actually used it, but despite my volume, I don't actually think I'm going to get more than like 30 tokens or something really, really small. So obviously my volume is not what actual volume should be. And I guess if I'm going to be honest, this will probably be one of those situations where if you've got an allocation of Drift, you may want to go and sell it on Whales Market, because I don't know what it's worth now, but it'll be worth, let's say, $4, $3. And then after it launches, maybe it's like half that or something along those lines. I haven't done a deep dive. Maybe you want to go and do a deep dive And if so, work out maybe a certain portion that you want to pre-sell. D-Reader presents The Recruits. This I'm very, very excited for. Just brilliant art. I'm really excited to read this comic, and the price is 0.2 Sol. So current price is, what is that, like $25? 33 pages. This is a bit of a provenance thing as well. It's a second big comic, like it's a second full-size comic to be released on Solana. There may be some other blockchains that have done them, but nothing like what I think D-Reader is doing. So this will be happening today, 4 p.m. UTC, and this is the mint link. There are 5 different variant covers from various artists. I'd be keen to get all of them, to be honest. What is my favorite? I think this one's really cool. This one's really cool. This one's cool. Not as cool for me. And this one's not as cool for me. These are really cool. So I'm super excited for this. For everyone that mints, you'll be getting one of these NFTs as well. This is from Core. The comic is released and it's powered by Metaplex Core. And this is a new NFT standard. Just note, when you actually mint the NFT, I'll show you in another video, but you actually have to send it using Tensor, or maybe Magic Eden has a tool as well. But at present, Core NFTs are not supported for sending and receiving in Phantom. Devs are aware over there. I guess they're working on it. No ETA on the fix. So you'll get one of these cool, just random NFTs, just as a commemorative NFT as well. And then if we scroll on down, one lucky supporter will win this Degen Ape PFP. And then there's this as well. If you already have a Degen Ape or a Degen Trash Panda, one supporter who holds a Degen Ape in their wallet will have their PFP featured in issue number 2 of the Recruits. And the same thing with a Trash Panda. Small thing to note here, you have to have the Ape or Trash Panda in the same wallet that actually mints the Core NFT. So maybe you're going to mint it with a burner, in which case you may want to move an Ape or a Trash Panda from a ledger or your NFT wallet into that particular wallet, just so if the snapshot's done, if you've got something in there, maybe you'll be featured. That's really cool. I'll be making sure that I'm using the same wallet that has my sodium chloride Ape. And then 30 minutes before, there's a Twitter space as well. Now, Rainfi. The OG phase is ending soon. 17.5 million in volume and 306 million in droplets distribution. Phase 1 rewards are changing coming May 8th. So maybe you want to get amongst it right now. Done a couple of tutorials. I might do a little kind of refresher in tomorrow's video. Basically, I did the tutorials when there was a whole lot of congestion on Solana, so it didn't work out terribly well. But I really, really do dig Rainfi. We have a token here, WUFFI. Let me see if I can actually claim this right now. So I covered this a little while ago. I think it was for Saga users, but anyone that has a pre-order token before March 28th. So if you have one not so recent, then you will not be able to claim. Otherwise, you can claim. So this is my Saga 2, has some random tokens in here. Remember, it was like $450 and it's got $282 worth of value. This is why I mentioned early on to go and grab one. I need to work out if it's still worth you grabbing one in terms of future potential. So I'll work that out later as well. So we're going to be claiming WUFFI on the Solana blockchain. Okay, looks like I've already claimed mine. So whatever. But either way, there's 2 steps. The first thing is you have to do a transaction. It will like create the actual account. And then the next transaction is claiming the WUFFI. I've done it myself off the official website. I saw nothing wrong with the transactions. Entirely up to you if you want to do it. But whatever this was worth, I think it was worth like $60 or something like that. Now keep in mind, I'm a big bonk bull, so bonk is my go-to. However, the reality is meme coins, community coins, they bring in a lot of new people. So if this is something you like, go for it. They have a launch on Wax and Solana. I actually don't know anything more than that other than they gave me free money and I thank them for it. I'll link this below as well. WUFFI, the gamer meme coin, they are trying to take on the gamers. That would be pretty cool. And here, we've got a bit of a random tokenomics here. Read it if you're keen, entirely up to you. Grass has a major announcement. 2 million active nodes on Grass. Grass is like Uprock, very bullish on Uprock, and I'm bullish on Grass as well. I have a referral link, check it out, it's below. A tweet from the Solana account. See you at the Solana Crossroads sooner than you think. This is in Istanbul, Turkey, May 10th to 11th in just 2 weeks. Go and grab some tickets, I'll be there. I will be apparently speaking about what. We'll work it out when we're actually there, but it should be cool. Ticket prices increasing soon, get tickets. It's pretty reasonable. And I know right now markets are down, people are scared, whatever. I do find in real life things where you speak to another human as opposed to looking at a camera or just talking to your computer screen to be pretty cool. And what are we looking at? For VIP early access, $300 as opposed to $600. So well worth getting this. This gets you into like lunch, welcome party and all that sort of stuff. Whereas this one, you're more than welcome to attend. But this was more set up for people actually that live in Istanbul. They're just coming and then they go home, they do their stuff. When it comes to Istanbul and my understanding, like the difference between 150 and 300, it's a decent amount of money. However, for people that are not from Turkey, typically they earn enough that really isn't a price difference. So my suggestion is this here. We have some news from Drip. Tomorrow, which is today, we'll be retiring the bulk discounts on droplets and introducing a new buyer reward structure for May. I need to do a new tutorial on Drip. It's all changed. It's kind of waiting for congestion to end, and then I was waiting for a few changes to come through, and then I was about to do it, and then this is done. So if this gets changed, I'll jump in and do another tutorial. Otherwise, it might be out 1 or 2 days. The reality is everybody should have a Drip account, and in my personal opinion, this is a worthwhile thing as like a birthday gift. Like if you find a normie friend, go and set them up with a Phantom wallet. Go and put $20 worth of Sol in there, $20 worth of USDC, and just get them on the Drip train. They may want to, go to pump.fun and start doing some meme coins and all that sort of stuff. But as long as they've got some droplets to start actually collecting some art, that could be enough to get people kind of interested. I think this is one of the strongest onboarding tools for the entirety of crypto. We have a new announcement from Basket. Now, I like Basket. Don't know what the token price has done. I imagine it's gone down. However, I've got a video on it. They're doing something that other people aren't doing, adding value in their own way. And I think this is one of those things which could be a good idea to accumulate now and maybe farm a little bit, but mostly just hold it and just let them cook and just stay up to date and help them however you can. I'll try and cover this in a little bit more detail soon, and I want to do a whole lot of small little tutorials to help people understand going from one blockchain to another and all that sort of stuff, because Basket is on multiple blockchains. So they have a Discord AMA. This is tomorrow. I don't know what time, but as soon as I know, I'll put it into the calendar, so the content calendar. If I can attend it, I'll give you a nice TLDR. But if you can attend it yourself, I think it'll be worthwhile. Photofinish virtual horse racing. This is one of the most impressive onboarding materials we've ever seen. I have not seen it. My researcher has pinged it for me. Let's have a look and let's see how good it is. We have a nice guide here. Looks like everything kind of links out to links. If you're interested in this, because I haven't played it at all, having to go, I guess, to another blog post, not too bad. I mean, not perfect, but it looks like there's some decent information here. Definitely worthy of a bounty or something like that. This is very in-depth. Yeah. And then down here, part 2, I guess we click on part 2, and then we have at the bottom, maybe part 3. So if you want to learn about this, check out this guide. It's decent. Also remember, time is running out to claim your free chances at 100K. Literally, one person that's a viewer of my channel could win 100K worth of crown, and it's going to cost you a couple of dollars in terms of an entry fee. So get amongst it, and if you win, my donation link is Bless Burgers Game 3.5 is live. If you're playing this game, make sure you stay up to date. Probably the best idea is Bless Burgers and just to turn on notifications. Also, a little reminder, DeFi Land. I did a podcast with Erwin from the DeFi Land team. They have a similar system to Photofinish game, only it's racing alpacas, and it's very fun, cool graphics, it's well worth it. I'm playing it myself. I need to play it more, need to get more XP. There's $30,000 in prizes, and these prizes, they are for leaderboard, but they're also for like random prizes, like whichever alpaca loses the most or whatever. There's a whole lot of prizes. You can check out the podcast, but just give this a go if you're keen. I think the floor price on one of these is like 1.4 or 1.5 Sol, and I do think it has proper potential, and maybe even with a few more people playing it, it could become like a live streamed crypto game. Who knows? Greed is almost here. I covered this weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and then Solana congestion was terrible. WUFFI, as you can see, he's a Boogle, and Boogles, they have a general rule, just so you know, and that is you can't go and do something dodgy in the ecosystem. So if you go and do something dodgy in the ecosystem, then you can lose your status. This is the reason why in a minute or so, I'm going to actually tell you that I'll be connecting my Twitter. You don't have to do it. You'll work out why soon. So what we have here is a meme coin experiment that happened maybe 18 months ago or a year ago or something like that. And he went and got people to do all these different things when they shouldn't have. And he didn't exploit them or anything like that. but there was no actual proper greed dropped to people. It was, but there was no value attached to it. It was an experiment to basically teach people about why would you just go and connect just randomly to things like Twitter? Why would you go and connect and put a transaction through with a wallet? We saw some crazy things, like as an example, Slope wallet, which was unfortunately a wallet that was hacked. Terrible wallet. And I mean, they had a good UI and they were working on things. They had like $10 million of funding, but just not enough really talented engineers. Too many people, didn't work out well, millions of dollars lost, and the users never got their funds. Anyway, the Slope wallet Twitter went and did the greed experiment itself. There's no way that I would go and use a company Twitter like validator.com. There's no way I would connect that. I'll be connecting my own just because I think it will be cool and legitimate, and I think I'm okay. But don't go and risk anything like a company Twitter, or if you've got a big following, if you don't trust it, don't do it. Anyway, so just click here and this will take you to where you can go and waitlist. This is with Saba. You can go and add a burner wallet, connect the wallet, follow, like this retweet. Let's have a look at what this particular tweet is. It's a very, very recent one. And then we can go to the realgreed.xyz. So I can't actually recall which wallet I've used, but essentially you should be using like a burner. So you're loading here a certain amount of money and there's a slider. So we're just going to do this here. I'm not going to be allow listed, and that's okay. This would be ticked if it was good, and then would sign in with Twitter and would authorize the app. There's no point because it's not the right wallet, but you get the point. And then you decide how much SOL you are actually going to commit. You can see there's a multiplier effect. So you can do a maximum of 10 SOL, and it's actually quite hard to get multiple identities. It's one allocation per person. If you had like a few different Twitters and if you really put in the effort early on, fine. But for most people, you're looking at one. Deposits will open in 1 day, 5 hours from the time of this recording. And let's have a look at how it's actually going to work. So Thursday, 5 p.m. UTC time, the Real Greed deposits will be open. If you're in a different time zone and if you want to partake in this, it's not financial advice. It's a meme coin. It could do well or it could do not so well. But overall, I think it's going to do well. Stage 1 lasts 10 minutes or until 70% of the cap is reached. Then stage 2 and then stage 3. So if 5 p.m. UTC means it's 3 a.m. for you, you may want to get amongst that. You don't have to. It's just, I'll be setting a reminder. It will be in the content calendar. OG greed holders and allow list wallets can deposit during all 3 stages. So if you did actually do the original greed experiment, then you're basically allowed and you're part of the allow list. You can get amongst it. And then stage 3 is public. First come, first serve as normal. Now the final tweet is, this will make the Real Greed different from other pre-sale tokens. The total raise amount is capped. The individual allocation is capped. The starting market cap will be low. Deposits are handled by a smart contract, so nobody can take any of the SOL out, not even me, referring to Voshi. As far as I'm aware, as far as he's told me on multiple occasions, as far as I've seen in all the tweets, there is no sponsorship here for anybody. There's no influencer deals. There's no, I'm an educator. There's no educator deals. There's nothing like that at all. Everyone has essentially a fair shot at this. The only difference is, do you do 1 SOL or do you do 10 SOL or something in the middle? I will probably go for, I was thinking around 5 SOL, but SOL's now dipped down. So you know what? I'll probably go with 10 SOL. Let's be honest. I'll go with 10 SOL. And if I lose 10 SOL, I'm okay with that. But I personally think that greed, it's not going to have the same effect as bonk or anything like that because it doesn't have a dog. It doesn't have a purely memeable kind of icon, but it's doing something different and maybe it does well. I'll still take profits if it pumps up a little bit, but I'll probably aim to hold a decent amount of this greed because it could do pretty well. Okay, so the actionables for today, use KMNO and the GeoSol and BSOL vaults on KMNO if you're keen to actually do some LPing. Otherwise, watch my video on KMNO. Maybe you want to go and stake some of your KMNO. Covered this yesterday in a completely separate video, but sign up to Sanctum's Wonderland. Use my code, help me out. By the way, with the referral code, it gives you the chance at extra XP. So I don't think their referral system is that intelligent because it's like the chance of doing it. Dupe call at 3:30 p.m. UTC. If you miss out on it, then there'll be some clips on the Dupe YouTube channel, or you can watch the live stream again. Mint the DG and Ape Academy's comic at 4 p.m. UTC. I'll be minting a few. It'd be cool if I had all 5 of the comic artwork. And Bless Burgers, if you're playing this, you need to make sure you've gotten your vote or whatever you're doing by 5 p.m. Finally, check out the official links. But if you're eligible for WUFFI, go and claim your WUFFI. That's all for today. Stay curious. Catch you in the next video.